Ron Jaworski's squad now up to 10-1 on the season. The victory last week against New Orleans, game coming up this weekend versus Orlando. And here to talk about the Soul and what they're accomplishing this year. He played for the Soul back in 2013, 5-year Arena League veteran, and an Arena Football League insider. He is Jason Jones joining us on 90. Jason, what's going on, man?
Joe, thanks for having me, man. Soul having a great season. The Arena Football League's off to a great year. We're back on ESPN2 starting tonight. Jacksonville Sharks and Tampa Bay Storm. They take it on a good team tonight, so it's gonna be good. It's gonna be a great week, great season. So far.
Jason, we certainly Dan Radeball, the quarterback of the Soul, and a potential MVP candidate. I mean, he is certainly an MVP candidate. A potential MVP has made just an enormous difference with his contributions this year.
I mean, he's been so efficient. 74 touchdowns. I mean, you count that. I mean, it's 7 a game. That's ridiculous. He threw 9 touchdowns last week. It's a shame that he didn't get Offensive Player of the Week. Nick Davila, in his return, a reigning MVP from Arizona, he threw 9 touchdowns as well in his game for the Rattlers. But Dan has been unbelievable, especially picking up for the loss of a running back like Derrick Ross. You know, the Soul running game is still pretty good amongst the league, but having a guy like Ross as a weapon was definitely a key for their offense in years past. Now Dan has definitely picked it up in the red zone, especially in the short passing game. He's been efficient.
Defensively, James Romaine has had a heck of a season. You know, defensive back. I mean, he's breaking up passes, his speed, his athleticism, his instincts. I mean, he has really been a difference maker.
I mean, he's getting a lot of attention for guys playing outdoors, guys playing on Sunday. The Scouts coordinator, Derek Stingley, he's brought in a system that guys know what's coming to him, and they watch film constantly. There's not much that he hasn't seen in this game, so he's always prepared to have those guys prepared. And a guy like Romaine, you've got a guy like Joe Gooseby, a Jack linebacker, who's, you know, that underneath coverage, a lot of DBs will tell you that's very vital. I mean, he had the last time the team was in Florida, Joe Gooseby rushed for 3 touchdowns. He has a pick 6. He blocks a kick. I mean, he sells popcorn, he drove the team bus. He did it all for the Soul. So, I mean, they definitely got a good mix on defense going.
Jason Jones with us here in Studio 97.5, the Fanatic. Of course, Jason, former Soul player and Arena Football League insider. And, you know, Jason, I know you were down there 2 weekends ago as the Soul took on Las Vegas. Unique setup, Atlantic City, you know, expanding the brand of the Soul, expanding the awareness of the Soul, not just in the Philadelphia area community, but a little bit further down to South Jersey. And it was a Soul win, and I know it was a great experience for those of you, that were there.
Definitely. For the fans of Arena Football, it was definitely a great experience. You know, the broadcast on national TV, to have the Boardwalk Bowl experience for the first time presented by DraftKings, it was definitely awesome for the league as a whole, and for the Philadelphia Soul, and for the Boardwalk.
It's going to happen again too, right?
Yeah, Jaws plans on making it an annual thing against Vegas. I mean, maybe we could do another game. You know, try to bring somebody else out there, just make that kind of a home away from home. You know, for the Soul.
For those that haven't seen an arena game, Jason, or perhaps on television have seen, a minute or two and kind of passed by, I've watched more and more this year, and I've really enjoyed it. And it surprised me how much I enjoyed it. There's an intrigue to the whole thing, and it's a different style of game, clearly, but it's still football, and it's entertaining, but it's right up close. The action's right in front of you. It's obviously very, fan-friendly.
Very.
For those that haven't watched more than a few minutes, what would you describe the experience like for those that haven't watched on TV or gone to a Soul game?
It's just so close, like you said, that experience of being close to the fans, being able to talk to the fans, the wall being right there. You know, some of those college stadiums where they got the fans right on top of you, and you get some of that feel, but it's even more intense. You know, you're right there field level. It's kind of like being courtside at an NBA game. You know, you got players falling over the wall, and Jaws helping guys up and holding the referee stick,
screaming at the ref.
Screaming
at the ref or the other team.
They need some encouragement too sometimes. So Jaws is always willing to give them that encouragement. But like I said, just the fan friendliness, the humility of the guys too. That's another thing to where guys are not. Of course, we want to all be multimillionaires and make that big money, but the guys that are coming up and struggling, to make it in football, make this their career and pursue their dreams, those are the guys that, the fans really relate to, the guys that, don't mind going to the Boys and Girls Club. The Soul was at an elementary school earlier this week, playing with some kids and, working and teaching and talking to kids. So it's definitely those experiences that make the game so great.
Jason, looking ahead to what's on the horizon, obviously, this week versus Orlando, and 7 games to go. It's an 18-game season in Arena Football. Again, the Soul are 10-1, so 7 games to go. Obviously, the Soul are very well positioned, barring some major injuries and stuff, for, not just strong down the stretch of the regular season, but really a potential path back to the Arena Bowl. And, of course, in the 10-year history of the Soul, there is one arena championship. It could happen again.
It's lining up that way. And it's funny you say that. In 2008, when they did win the Arena Bowl, they played against San Jose. And that's the team that they're kind of chasing for that home field. You know, they have the Arena Bowl is not a neutral site game as it was when I played in Orlando. It's a home field advantage for whoever has the best record. You know, San Jose SaberCats being 11-0 so far this season. They've played lights out. Their defense has played amazing. So that would be definitely a great matchup and kind of a rematch from that 08 game.
Jason, appreciate you being in studio with us. You get a chance. Arena Football League insider and former member of the Soul, Jason Jones. Jason, great having you in studio.
Thank you, Joe. I appreciate it.